tides. Frank goes on.
I used to have a whole mess of macaws, too. But every hurricane, more of them escaped. Sometimes I still see them flying over the house. I guess they wanted to be free. Yeah, whatever that means. Anyway, she was a nice girl. Sometimes. And it's a shame what happened.
Jessa Lynn Garcia, another mermaid at Wild Tides Water Park, remembers Mirabelle a bit differently.
She was just sweet as pie. She really was. And such a pretty little thing. For a brunette. Except for the gills. She was always giving me real nice tips, about what to do with my clothes or my hair. She'd come up to me while we'd be putting our tails on and say something like, "Oh, Jessalyn, you would look so good as a blonde." Or, "Oh, Jessalyn, don't go to that Shake Shack on August 24th. I had a vision." And, she was always the second runner-up at pageants. Almost Miss Key Lime Pie. Almost the Orange Blossom Queen. Almost ambassador to Kazakhstan. People don't realize it, but it takes a lot of character to keep showing up after losing out over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm proud of my titles. Always will be. I don't take the honor of being the Orange Blossom Queen 6 straight years in a row lightly, but, I admired Mirabelle, too. And she had a good heart. She'd volunteer all the time. She'd perform for the little old people down at the senior center. Sing that song from that mermaid movie, I'm in Your World, or whatever it's called. I don't know, my children only watch godly movies. But she'd sing that. She didn't have children, so maybe she didn't realize. Or a husband, which I also have. So. Oh, and she was a perfectionist. So she'd sing that same song over and over till she got it right. 20, 30 times. The old people would tell her she didn't have to, that she could stop at any time, but she was happy to do it. She was a natural performer. Oh, so gifted. I was never like that. I mean, everyone's different. Some of us are more into the artistry of it all. I'm a Wild Tides Water Park mermaid because I believe it's important to provide families with wholesome, all-ages entertainment at an affordable price. But others, they like the attention. Not that I'm blaming her for what happened. Gosh, no. She was a nice person. She didn't deserve that. Not at all. You just never think something like that would happen in a teeny, little, teensy-weensy town like Mystic Bay. I mean, besides that time that poor boy was pushed into that hydraulic press, or that old man who spontaneously combusted in the Publix parking lot. But other than that, you just never think of bad stuff happening here. It was so sad what happened to her. Of course, we all suspected Jared. He was weird. He followed her around like a puppy. A weird puppy.
Mirabelle's disappearance left a mark on the minuscule town of Mystic Bay, with search missions tampered by downed power lines and felled trees. As days turned into weeks, the town's optimism began to fade. That said, losing hope is something of a custom for residents of Mystic Bay. For years, competing theme parks, virus outbreaks, daylight savings, and a quickly shifting culture led to a downturn in park numbers.
Hey, come on now. Wild Tides is still top quality. Some of the best damn entertainment in the state. I don't care what anyone thinks, right? But the fact of the matter is, kids don't go for that anymore. Yeah, they'd rather be on their phones playing Candy Crush or Roblox Adopt Me or neal.fun at a park with their folks. So people stopped coming. And then, of course, that's when they found her. Or what was left of her.
What was left of Mirabelle was found by Jared Holt on November 15th, 2012, 3 months after she went missing. That's his voice you heard in the 911 call at the top of the episode.
She has her tail. She has no face.
When Chipko County police arrived at the scene, they discovered a grisly sight. Mirabel Diaz, lodged in the jaws of the megalodon megatwister, her mermaid tail curled daintily beneath her on the ancient beast's pink fiberglass tongue. The park's earliest attendees, a group of school children from the St. Brendan the Navigator Institute for Marine Biology, followed Jared's gaze, the park's famed mermaid staring back at them. That is, if she could have stared back. Jessalyn Garcia remembers the day vividly.
Oh, he was all catatonic when he first saw her. You know, like he couldn't move or blink or say a single word. Oh, poor thing. He just stood there, looking into the hole where her face had been. It was all sunk in. A pit. No offense to Mirabel, but you know, I think it was the worst I've ever seen her look. And it was the first day since the hurricane that the park was open to the public. That's what's so sad about it. November is always a slow month. The water's cold, the sun sets early. It's peak season for the flesh-eating algae that sometimes grows on the lazy river inner tubes. But we lost so much money because of the storm that we were all just so excited for the park to open back up again. And someone had just up and shoved poor little old Mirabel into the big old shark's mouth. How's that for taking the steak right out of your popsicle?
Now, Jessalyn had a pretty good idea of who was responsible. But first... Speaking of popsicles, when's the last time you enjoyed a mouthful of fresh, home-cooked food? Between work and errands, there's never time to cook a proper meal. That's where
For the next 20 minutes, I'll be guiding you
DinnerDash is a
towards
weekly meal delivery service focused on fresh, organic ingredients with
I invite you
recipes
to
chosen
find a
by
comfortable
real
position,
chefs.
be it
Best
in
of
a
all,
chair,
DinnerDash
on the
meals
floor,
never
or on a
expire.
cushion.
Using our secret
Be sure to
technology,
sit up
we have
straight.
made eggs that
Your arms
last
resting
forever.
comfortably
Get
on the
20%
mat.
off your first DinnerDash
arms
weekly meal
facing
kit with
sideways.
code KILLER20.
If you're
DinnerDash,
seated in a
meals
chair,
that are
I
eternal.
invite you to place both
Back to the
feet
case.
firmly on the ground.
Here's Jessalyn.
If you're seated on the
Now,
floor
the first
or
thing you
upon a
gotta
cushion,
understand about
I
Mystic
encourage you
Bay
to position
is that it's a
yourself in
small
such a
town.
way
You know, real
that you feel
small,
fully
itty
grounded
bitty.
and
So
supported.
everyone knows everyone here. I
I'll
went to
give you
school
a
with
few
Jared
more
and Mirabel,
seconds to
worked
find the
alongside them
position
here at the
that's
park.
right for you.
And Jared, well, I can say this, right? Because I know him. He's probably just about the worst mascot
Ready?
we've ever had.
Let's
The
begin.
only reason he kept his job is because no one else
You
wanted
can
to wear the
close your
costume.
eyes, or
And
just
when I
let your
say he wanted to
vision
wear the
gradually
costume,
soften.
I mean he
Whichever is best for you.
really
Let's start
wanted
by
to wear the
focusing on our
costume.
breath.
Like,
Now,
really.
There may be other
Like,
things vying for your
Not
attention.
in a God-honoring way.
Smells, traffic,
Jared Holt had
Children.
dressed as Wild Tide's water
Pets.
park's iconic mascot,
Keyboards
Manny the Manatee,
clicking.
since dropping out of Mystic Bay High
Footsteps down
School
the hall.
in 1999.
hydraulic
His costume
presses,
consisted of a massive suit
The
carved
hum
of fleece
and
and
drone
foam,
of electrical
complete with flippers,
appliances.
a floppy headpiece, and Manny's
It was
signature
handled
orange
should try to
flip-flops.
pull your attention
All
away.
told, the costume weighed in at a staggering
Just
140
soften
pounds
your
and was said to have
feel
reached internal temperatures of up to 100 degrees, 310 Kelvin in the
Let's
Searing,
breathe in
Florida
for 3
heat.
counts.
Past
Allowing
Manny
your
the
chest
Manatees
and
have been
belly
recorded
to
passing out
expand.
from the extreme
Good.
temperature, including one Manny who, in 1973, collapsed face first into a
That's
child's
good.
birthday cake, and
Now
another
hold
who,
your breath
in
for
1985, became partially baked within the suit while conducting a water safety demonstration at the park's wave pool. For years,
Well done.
Wild Tide's water park
Next,
officials could
release
not
your
find
breath
workers
from your mouth
willing to
with
put
an
on the
audible
suit.
sigh for 6 counts.
Whoa. Change the
Ready?
design? Yeah, no. Out of the question. That Manny the Manatee suit was designed by my own daddy, Frank Wild Sr.
Very
Jr.
good.
He had two
Now,
dreams.
Let's do
To
that
sell
again.
quality beams at
Breathe
affordable
in.
prices across the continental United States of America, and to make a true man-manatee hybrid he referred to as the humanity.
And now gently
That damn
breathe
suit.
out with a sigh.
That's the second closest he ever got to it. So no, I'd never change it. If you think the
Good.
suit's too heavy or too
One last
stinky
time.
or too what
Focus on
have
the
you,
breath.
Well, that's a
How it
personal
feels
favor.
filling your lungs.
Man up.
And how it feels
Hey, manatee
flowing
up.
out
Yeah.
back into
Come
the
on,
world.
change the suit? What are you
There is
kidding me with
always
this?
stillness to be
You
found
could smell
here.
the suit before
The
you saw
peace
it. I'd say it was
amid the
closest to.
chaos.
You ever have a Florida-style pizza? Well, you take a handful of saltine crackers and sort of spread them out on a paper plate with spray cheese, turtle jerky, and a little bit of gas station pickle, and a sprinkling of boiled peanuts. Just leave it out for a little bitty bit, let the sunshine do its magic, and voila, you got yourself a meal. Now, it's delicious, but you'll be smelling it for about a mile, 2 miles out if the wind hits just right.
Now that you've begun to relax,
really eat that sort
let's
of food
continue to
personally.
bring your focus further.
The Manny the Manatee soup smelled sort of like that.
It's a
Like
distracting
Florida-style pizza.
Just let it
Or
pass.
rotten broccoli.
Work.
Despite the suit's numerous downsides,
Obligations.
there was one person more than willing to don it around the park.
Just quietly
Jared
bring your focus back.
Jared,
to breathing.
well, he strayed from the light of the Lord. I can
Do
tell
you
you that much for nothing. Tampering with the divine design.
Your breath
He had a
is
lot
your
of off predications.
It is your peace
He
in
was
times of chaos.
a fuzzy.
I met with Jared Holt at the Chipko County Jail. It's a small, peach-colored structure across from a former Sears-turned Spirit Halloween.
I first learned about it online. I've always liked to
I
draw.
want you to picture a
Kind of.
string
Like
that runs from the top
funny
of your
animals.
head
Or animals
to
with
the
like
soles of your feet.
bazooka arms. Just funny stuff,
Follow
you know?
the string in
Whatever
your
pops into my
mind.
head.
And
Like maybe I'll
moving
draw a
your
manatee with
awareness
big muscles
down
and
through the
bazooka
length of
arms.
the body.
Or maybe I'll feel
Allow
more like
each
drawing a
part
bazooka that
to
shoots
relax
out manatees with, really huge muscles. There's a lot of symbolism there if you think about
And
it.
it feels comfortable
Not
for
that a
you.
lot of people think about it.
Intense.
I have a
And then
real
slowly
respect for all
release
sirenians.
each body part as you
That's the
scan.
term for aquatic mammals like
Feel
manatees and
free to
dugongs, by
adjust
the
your
way.
position as
Sirenian.
at any time
You
throughout
know,
this
like a
meditation.
siren, like a mermaid. You know, they think sailors invented mermaids because they saw manatees out in the water and fell in love with them.
Simply take
I
notice.
asked Jared whether his appreciation for Sirenians extended to
There's
Mirabelle.
no need to try
He
to
goes
change
quiet,
it.
sullen,
Note
and
the
then
feeling.
Mirabelle, no.
Move on.
I don't think of her that way.
Ready?
She was pretty, sure.
Let's
Long,
begin.
pinkish hair, cross-eyed. She was a friend to me. Nothing less, nothing more.
We'll start
After all, she was the
crown
one
of
to
your
pull me
head.
out of that pool train.
the incident to which Jared is referring
As you
occurred
move
in
down,
June of
you
2001
relax your
and has
brow,
since become a
letting the
local
eyes
legend around the
soften.
microscopic town of
Let
Mystic Bay.
tension melt away
Jared
from
Holt,
the temples.
then 19, had gone on break. Like many Wild Tide water park workers, fighting the miasmic heat of a June afternoon with can after can of fluorescent yellow alcoholic energy drinks, he suffered a
Letting it
lapse
float
in
to the roof of
judgment.
your mouth.
Against park rules,
Now,
he stripped off his
loosening
heavy
the jaw,
mascot suit and,
feeling the muscle
accompanied by
in your
several
face.
other intoxicated park employees, dove into the
Where
inviting,
and how
aqua-colored
comfortable.
waters of the Wild Tide wave pool.
Will you hold tension?
Jessalyn, like nearly everyone else in the unbelievably
observe.
tiny town of Mystic Bay, has heard every detail of what transpired that fateful
Releasing
afternoon.
stiffness and tension.
The wave pool, oh my stars and heavens. Well, we're not supposed to be fraternizing with the customers, the park goers. That's the first thing. It's important to have boundaries, or else the customers will try to get away with every little thing, from bringing corn dogs on the water slide to putting their bits and pieces in the jellyfish tank. And then there's the fact that Manny the Manatee should never be seen out of costume. That's the second thing. It scares the little children, seeing a bright pink human man wearing nothing but swim trunks and manatee mascot head. It's unnatural. And then, of course, there's prophecy. That's the third thing.
But first,
This bugs me too.
when it comes to looking out for your future, do you know who to trust?
You've got
Invest in your
that mail.
tomorrow today with Chipko County Bank and Loan. With Chipko County Bank and Loan, you can rest assured your money is working as hard as you are using the power of state-certified psychic accountants. Astrological accounting harnesses the power of the planets
You've
to
got
grow
mail.
your wealth astronomically. Open an account today and receive a complimentary framed birth chart. Aries in your second house, Pisces in your eighth.
Expanding.
It's no matter. With
You've
Chipko
got
County
mail.
Bank and Loan, even Gemini placements can look forward to financial security. And if you use code KILLER50 within 30 days, you can receive an extra $50
You've got
cash
mail.
bonus just for signing up. Chipko County
got
Bank and
mail.
Loan. We'll have you seeing stars. And now, Back to the case.
The prophecy, as everyone knows, foretells the return of a creature known only as the anomaly.
You've got mail.
Its
You've
name
got mail.
cannot be uttered by human tongues, and human minds cannot conceive of its form. And the anomaly starves for the flesh of non-believers. Every 130 years, like clockwork, it returns to feed. Like, even little kids know this, right? What happens is, you go into the wave pool, you hold onto your boogie board, you hear the murmurs, and you heed those dang murmurs, Miss Ma'am.
You've got mail.
I'll tell you
You've got mail.
heed the dang
Hey, come on, y'all.
murmurs.
Come on, let's go. Come on, I need you right.
Well, sure. Yeah, I knew about the prophecy. But you've got to keep in mind, hundreds, if
Crunch
not
it down.
tens of people go into
Hey.
that wave pool, and most of them come out totally
Come
fine.
on.
So, I guess,
Let's
you
work
know,
out.
I
Come
thought
on.
I'd be okay.
Let's give me 3 knees.
Take note of this insect.
And then I got stuck in the pool trick.
Get 'em up.
Well,
3,
just
2, 1. Switch it
got
up.
mail.
3, now go back to those
Who
crunches.
saved
Crunch it
Jared from
down.
developing
4,
the same
come on.
pelvic vestige as his beloved siren.
Try to approach each sensation with neutral